Why are we always running? We run after the perfect future. We run after happiness. We run after peace. We think if we just move faster, we will finally catch it. But have you noticed? The faster you run, the faster it moves away. What if the thing you are chasing is not a destination, but a shadow? This was the exhaustion that defined the life of a man named Kael. Kael was a man in a constant hurry. He never walked, he ran. From the moment the sun rose to the moment it set, he was in a desperate sprint, chasing a dark, elusive shape on the ground just ahead of him. He called this shape happiness. He believed with every fiber of his being that if he could just step on the shadow's head, if he could just pin it to the ground, then finally he would be happy. The emotional cost of this chase was immense. He was so focused on the flickering shape on the path that he missed the vibrant flowers blooming by the roadside. He ignored old friends who called out his name, his eyes fixed only on the ground. His face was a mask of strain, sweat dripping from his brow, his breath coming in ragged, painful gasps. He was miserable, always looking ahead, always straining for what was next, never once looking at where he was. One afternoon, after years of this relentless pursuit, his body gave out. Kael collapsed in a heap at the foot of a great ancient oak tree, his lungs burning, his muscles screaming in protest. He couldn't take another step. He lifted his head, and there it was, the shadow. It was still just out of reach, a dark patch of earth that seemed to mock his failure. As his vision cleared, he saw someone else. Sitting perfectly still in the shade of the great tree was a man. His name was Master Oren. His back was to the trunk. His eyes were closed, and a gentle, peaceful smile graced his lips as he faced the warmth of the sun. Kael summoned the last of his strength. He crawled a few feet closer to the serene figure. "Master," he gasped, his voice a dry rasp. "Master, you must teach me how to run faster. I almost caught it today. I was so close." Master Oren opened one eye, calm and clear as a mountain lake. "Caught what, my son?" he asked, his voice soft. Kael, frustrated, pointed a trembling finger at the dark shape on the ground in front of him. "That," he said, "my happiness. It is always one step ahead of me. Always." A low, warm chuckle came from Oren. "I see." He gestured for Kael to get to his feet. "Stand up, Kael. Stand up and face your shadow." Kael wobbled to his feet, turning to once again face the elusive prize. "Tell me," Oren said gently, "why is the shadow always in front of you?" Kael stared, confused. He had never thought to ask. He just ran. He shook his head. It is in front of you," Oren explained, his voice simple and clear. "Because you are running with your back to the sun." The words hung in the air. Kael looked from the shadow to the sun, then back to Oren, a flicker of understanding beginning to dawn in his exhausted mind. Oren continued, his voice deepening the lesson. "As long as you face away from the light, you will cast a shadow in front of you. And because it is your shadow, it moves precisely when you move. It is a part of you. You can run to the ends of the earth. You can wear down mountains with your footsteps, but you will never, ever catch it. You are trying to catch an illusion, an absence of light caused by your own orientation. To stop the chase, you do not need to run faster. You just need to turn around. Turn around." The two words struck Kael like a bolt of lightning. All these years, all this pain, all this running, he had been chasing a projection of himself, created by the very act of turning his back on the light. Slowly, Almost fearfully, Kael pivoted on his heel. He turned his body away from the shadow and faced the brilliant, warm sun. He closed his eyes, feeling the light wash over his face, a warmth he hadn't truly felt in years. Then he opened them and looked down at the ground. His shadow was gone. Or rather, it was no longer in front of him, taunting him, leading him on a fruitless chase. It was now behind him, quietly resting where it belonged. He didn't have to catch it. He didn't have to defeat it. He just had to stop chasing it and face the source of light. The story of Kael doesn't end under the great oak tree. In the days that followed, Kael walked back towards his village. He walked slowly. For the first time, he noticed the brilliant crimson of the flowers he had run past for so long. He stopped and knelt, breathing in their sweet fragrance. When an old neighbor called out his name, he stopped and smiled, and they spoke for a long while about the simple things. The shadow of wanting more, of needing to get somewhere else. It was still there, but now it followed quietly behind him. It no longer led him. Kael was no longer a runner, chasing an illusion in the dirt. He was a walker, living in the light. The moral of this story is that happiness is not something we chase in the future. It is the result of turning towards the light of the present moment. When we stop running after our own shadows and face the sun, peace naturally follows us. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more reflections on finding peace in the present.